One day, while walking through the forest, Leo found a lake so clear that it perfectly reflected his image. Leo stopped to look at his reflection, but something strange happened. His image began to change, his color became darker, and his eyes looked sad. Intrigued and worried, he leaned closer to the water, trying to understand why his reflection was not the same. Just then, Loro landed nearby. "What's wrong, Leo?" he asked, seeing the confused expression on his friend's face. Leo pointed to the water. "Look at my reflection, Loro. I look different, like something's wrong with me." Parrot looked intently at the reflection in the water and then turned to Leo. "Maybe the problem isn't with the lake," he suggested, "but with what you're thinking. The soul is colored by the color of its thoughts. What have you been thinking about lately?" Leo thought for a moment. Over the past few days, he had been worrying about things he couldn't control, and those negative thoughts had begun to fill him with frustration. "I've been thinking about what bothers me, what I can't change," he admitted. "That explains your reflection," Loro said sagely. "Your dark thoughts are affecting how you see yourself. If you think positively, everything will change." Leo fell silent, trying to process what Loro was saying. Leo decided to give it a try. He closed his eyes and began to think about all the good things in his life, his friends, the adventures he had experienced, and the wonders of the forest that surrounded him. Little by little, he let those thoughts fill his mind. When he opened his eyes, he looked at his reflection in the lake again. This time, his image was bright and colorful. The sad eyes were gone, and in their place, he saw a face full of life. "It's amazing," Leo murmured. "You see," Loro said with a smile. "The soul is colored by the color of its thoughts. If you think of the beauty of what you have, your soul shines. But if you focus only on the negative, everything becomes dark." Leo nodded, fully understanding the lesson. "I'd never thought my own thoughts could change my perspective so much," he said, grateful for his friend's advice. The forest around him looked more beautiful than he'd ever noticed before. "It's an important lesson," Loro continued. "We must be careful about what we let into our minds, because it affects everything we are and how we see the world." Leo smiled, determined to apply this advice in his daily life. From that day on, whenever Leo felt his thoughts weighing him down, he remembered to look at the reflection of his soul and change the color of his thoughts. He knew that true beauty was not in what he saw on the outside, but in what he thought on the inside.